You'll be the first to know. Second. You'll know as soon as I do. Okay, it being 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting of the town of Camden to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the regular meeting on March the 16th.
I'll make a motion.
Second. I need a motion to pass the public hearing meeting that we had on March the 16th.
Make a motion to accept the public hearing meeting minutes.
Second.
And this will just take,
Just me.
just don't get it. And that's all.
We all sign right.
No, that's all.
Okay, I need a motion for the stormwater option meeting that we had on March the 22nd.
I'll make a motion to accept the March 22nd meeting.
I'll second it. And the special meeting we had April the 3rd.
Make a motion to accept April 3rd meeting.
Second. Motion to approve the April docket and allowance docket.
I'll make a motion to accept the April. I'm doing a lot of
Second.
keep this up. I'll be back again.
Yeah. Just so Snavely don't get windy.
If I sign this one too?
Yes. Please.
It's going apart.
Okay, we have some representatives here from the Camden Medical Center. Would you guys like to, whatever you want
Sure.
to speak, or?
My name is Dave Brummett from Logansport Memorial Hospital. I'm in charge of facility operations at the hospital, and our CEO, Mr. Perry Gate, came with me tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about the clinic if you guys had time.
Yep.
So right now we're wanting to expand some services in the clinic to be able to do some different types of health screens and stuff. And as the clinic sits right now, we don't have sinks in the exam rooms, and we would need to put in a solid ceiling inside the bathroom. And Mrs. Stapleton has talked to me about some of these upgrades, and we wanted to really come up and see what the town thought about some of these upgrades and how we could work together to get this accomplished. And maybe if you guys had any insight on longer terms, or if you're happy with the clinic here, or anything like that.
Do you have any estimates on cost?
We don't. We talked beforehand. We would. I think we could easily get it done for less than $10,000 to get everything in, and the hospital would match 50% up to $5,000 out of our pocket. I think it could be difficult because it's on a slab over there, slab concrete, so it's going to have to be cut.
How far does the water have to come from? Is it-
I'm not really worried about the water, it's more the drains for
The
the
drainage.
sink.
The drains, it's a bear. The one's 22 feet from the outside, because I measured it the other day.
What kind of disruption would that cause if we had to cut those in?
Well, we're pretty good about working around construction. So, I mean, we would work with you.
Now,
on
there's
that
probably-
part of it.
Excuse me. There's probably other routes that
I was
we
gonna
might
say
be able
we
to
can't
do.
run along the-
Depending on exactly where you wanted to run the three, is it three of them? 3 sinks?
Yeah, 3 exam rooms, 3 sinks.
Yeah. On how you'd want to run it. I presume you'd want to run it back to the south, on the back side of the building. We've had a problem there last week anyway.
Yeah.
We repaired a sanitary there. There's there's possibly another problem in a way. Of course, we got the low volume flush stools in there
Yes.
on top of that. It's 4 inch underneath the slabs, what I can tell. We televised what we could on the outside of the building and from the one stool back. And near as I can tell, looks like part of that coming out of the building, comes out in about 2 or 3 different places and ties in. And the one lateral that comes out, or sanitary that comes out to one spot, ties into the main lateral. Looks like it sets, like it's settled back in there, because you get solids that stay in the pipe, and after about the second flush, if you flush it twice, the one still, it flushes one out past where it shoots one out, where it goes, wears out past the back of the building. Now, we had, God love him, we televised what we could of that the other day. And then I dug down, we finished fixing it yesterday on the back side of the building. We repaired a piece in there, found what was broke, and we repaired it. But there's a possibility we might have to go back in right outside the back door, that one back door back there, and possibly go back in there that way. If we do, that would be the time to get that fixed too.
Okay, okay. Well, are you guys gonna furnish like the sinks and I mean, what does it consist of? I mean,
We would,
you know,
it
is
would
there a
probably,
certain
it
kind
would
you
probably
need,
make
or-
sense for us to purchase any of the materials with our share, because we have a buying group that we buy through, so we
Okay.
could probably get it relatively cheap.
Okay. Okay, well, and what we're looking for is 3 sinks, a sink all you need is a sink
Yeah,
in all 3 exam rooms
yeah.
and solid ceilings.
Not in the exam room, a solid ceiling in the bathroom.
Yeah, the
bathroom.
bathroom, back there where the CDL is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, just one bathroom for solid ceilings, what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And there could be some investigation if, I don't know how the ceilings are in that building, but we could look at maybe putting some pumps under the sinks and pump it up and over. Just have to look at the plumbing and see. But, then we're putting pumps that electricity under every one of them.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I got a plumber, let me give him a call, and he told me he'd come down and check it.
Yes,
And
sir.
if there's a way to get her, he'll get her, so.
I'll make a motion that we get a minimum of 2 estimates, preferably 3 estimates, and talk about it at the next board meeting.
Okay, good enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One thing I do want to add too, just for kind of like a long-term dialogue. Again, my name's Perry Gay. I'm the CEO at the hospital. We certainly love our relationship with Camden, and we certainly plan on staying here. I think this kind of represents our commitment to do what we can to expand the services. So, as kind of a long-term dialogue, we would also entertain down the road if there's another location that you felt would be more viable for us to kind of consider that as we move forward into 2018. 2019, obviously that would be something we would love to continue to talk to you about if that's something you feel would be beneficial for the community too. So
Yeah, we definitely want to keep you around.
we like being here, so we're not going anywhere. So.
Just to tag on to what Perry said is, with different structures and accreditation with the hospital, we can get into some regulations depending on the building.
Yeah.
For sure.
We don't want to get into any of those situations. We would never want an accreditation to come out to the bank here, because it would never meet the requirements of what we have to require at the hospital. Now, we don't have to get it to that level, but when I say we're at the minimum at the bank,
That's the closest.
we're down there. But not having water in the exam rooms is just a big no-no.
Okay.
So that's when Perry talks about another structure down the road for long-term relations with us. I mean, if it meant, higher rental for us, to make it work down the road, I would hate to put too much money into that bank structure, knowing it's always going to be the bank and it's always on a slab and it's got those vaults in it and it's really expensive and hard to work on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just wanted you guys to keep that in mind.
Okay, we'll get a couple bids and we'll if you guys got cards, you can leave with Pat, so.
I can leave you my number.
Okay.
I came straight from the office,
If
so
we have a
didn't have
question,
anything, but yeah.
we'll work. So.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Okay. New business, any appointment reports? Anybody? Department reports, Nate?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to report on at this time, other than, of course, we did have a problem at the doctor's office as far as fixing lateral. I do have pictures if you guys would like to see them later on the phone. Dan's gonna be, he took a test, state exam last week on his core test and passed it for his pesticides, and now he'll be gone tomorrow. He's gonna take his category 8, and so he'll be gone all day tomorrow on that. Other than that, we'll be trying to get started here in the next week or so on maybe patching some holes and different things like that we normally try to. But
What about the signage? Have we looked into that at all?
I just started counting was all.
Okay.
I'll probably get this guy right here on Water Street, see what, I've gotta, get back to and see what the ordinance is, cause see, you can't put signs up without the correct, and enforce them unless you got the right ordinance, so I wanna make sure what the ordinance says on
Alright.
Water Street,
There's
'cause that's
also, there's
one
also like
thing
a
we do need to-
distance from where this, if the speed limit starts here, you can't have the sign more than this far from either direction of where the.
I think there's regulations on how reflective they are and everything, so.
There is, they went to a higher intensity, the high intensity, when we put them up, they wasn't the high intensity, they didn't really require that, I mean, now they're recommending the high intensity, I think there's 3 different grades maybe, we've just been going to them as we change over. The bad part about them is they don't last as long. They fade so much quicker. I've got some up and they're already faded worse than some of them that's been up that I'm needing to change now. Some of the last ones I put up is just regular signs. So that's the problem with a lot of them.
Alright.
Okay, we got the Water Street Community Crossing Grant getting ready to fire up, so has Central called and put any dates or anything?
I don't want them starting on that until I get some riser rings,
Okay,
until I get them delivered. So I'll probably call
if you let him
guys.
know that, okay.
How much notice do they normally give? A week ahead or?
No,
Are they doing the cement work first?
no, the
Oh, they're not.
cement's last.
Oh, it is, okay, all
And
right.
I told ABC Concrete to when Central Paving gave me a date, I would call him and give him a date, so
Okay,
he's gonna work on that. So the stormwater grant was submitted April the 7th, we're waiting to hear back on that. We're weighing our options as far as that goes. Marshall's report, got anything?
Yeah, the 2 traffic stops. Camden Auction Barn has been burglarized 3 times. Put in the time, the crime's actually been solved. Reports at the prosecutor's office, so the suspect will be prosecuted. In addition to that, the neighborhood dispute down here at the end of Main Street is back up in full swing. I've been out there 7 times already in the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they say about the dogs?
When I went down and spoke to them about the dogs, they're advising, well, it wasn't our dogs, we've been gone all day. Have your dogs? So that's where we're at. What we need to do is you need some kind of trail camera or something so I can see the dogs out over there.
Okay, cause I mowed the yard and I counted 5, and that afternoon they walked 2 and they weren't the 5 that I counted,
Okay.
so.
So at that point there, we just need to find some kind of probable cause to actually get in there to look.
Okay,
I can't just knock on the door and ask them. I mean, I guess I can, but.
well, I got my camera and I can take some pictures.
Right.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're referring to them requiring to need a kennel license?
Yeah, well, me and Pat was looking at our ordinance, isn't there something in the state that
Usually
over
it's
3
5,
dogs?
I want to say 5 or more.
5 or more, I thought it was 3 or more, I thought they dropped it when we were on, so. It's 5? Okay, well,
Because we dealt with that down at the Ballard place on 325 North.
okay.
So,
And you're starting to check on the properties and kind of give them, if you would, please give them just, if you got
there've been a few that just got a kind word saying, hey,
there you go. And
don't make me be the bad guy.
yeah, on April 29th, you know, hey, instead of leaving it, if it's gonna lay in the yard for 3 years, take it out the curb and I'll get rid of it. So, and then also the scrap drive's going, so I'd say she's getting ready to pull another dumpster in there, cause that one looks like she's about full, so.
And in addition to that, you got the copy of the SOPs, where you're sitting on those.
I haven't read everything on it, but what I've seen is okay.
Okay. All right,
There's a lot there.
oh, you're telling me. It'd been better if I could type. That's what took quite a bit of time, but they were well researched. I can say that. In addition to that, where are we sitting as far as the reserve deal? Did we get the figures that we needed? Any additionals?
Where were we standing on that, you and Brent was?
I sent you an email asking what cost you had. Did you get some costs together?
I don't think I even received an email, to be honest with you. Which isn't uncommon. The sheriff's department servers are once again
Down.
the sheriff's department servers. Well, they're starting to switch over to that new system. So, but the only cost I have, like I said, is for the pants and the shirts and the badge. It's $88 for the badge, and the pants and shirts is obviously going to vary depending on size, but roughly $110. So. Where were we at as far as the insurance cost for the additional rider?
There would be $1,000 for the volunteer, which is what they would fall under. And then the volunteer roster has to be kept up to date with the insurance company. It's not a blanket one. So if you have any, as you bring people on, each one would have to be listed. And as they go off, they would have to be listed. It's a volunteer roster.
And but it still stays at 1,000? It's, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you said we had vest?
Yeah, there's a vest in the trunk of the car.
How old is the vest?
I didn't check because I don't wear it.
How long are they good for?
That depends. You can have them tested and they may last even longer. I mean, normally they say they need to be replaced every 5 years.
You gonna test that?
No, that's not how you test them.
Back a little.
The manufacturer actually, because what is the Kevlar will sometimes get delaminated based on wear. That's just from the body sweat and the moisture that's in there. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the vest that's in the Camden car really hasn't been worn out by anybody. So
It's probably good.
I have
tested,
no
checked.
idea how old that
Unless
vest
it's
is.
sweat in the back of the truck. Okay, Pat?
Oh, we're moving on?
Yep,
Okay.
it's up to you.
It's not on here, but I do need a motion to authorize Curbsy to send in the letter of intent for them to get started working on, or let the state know we're interested in submitting a grant for Utilities South.
For what?
I'll make a motion
Utilities, to extend the Utilities South.
to the
Curbsy needs authorization
recycling.
to start working on their letter of intent.
Curb seal matches 50% of what it's gonna cost us to go out there. Up to 1.2,
I don't remember.
I think that's what it is.
You make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we let,
Edward Vessel,
that let
Curbsy.
Ken talk to Curb seal and get us started on the.
There's no cost to us.
No, none at all,
I'll second.
none at all.
Okay. Next thing I had was the building fund. I'm not really sure what you want as far as the building fund, so could you stop in the office sometime and we'll go over that so I can understand more about what you're looking for?
I think that was Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'll get hold of you. The county does not have a building fund.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Grant was the one who was asking for that.
okay. I did check into that, and they have line items like we do on buildings, so that. The next thing I have is
So what you're
color.
saying is, say the doctor's office would have a separate line item, or you're just saying it's going to general?
You have buildings, a line item for buildings in the general fund, Coon Cap improvement, rainy day, and edit funds. So you have 4 areas that you draw on to.
So where does the rent money deposited?
General fund.
But it's not on a building, for the building, so we can't tell how much is in an account then, or?
No, it's not in a separate account,
Yeah,
but you do have a revenue number
Okay,
for the lease money, and so it is in that revenue.
And then you got the outs, like where we repair
You
stuff
have-
over there.
You've got that through your
So-
appropriation side. So you've got your appropriation with your building, and then you have your lease with your revenue side.
all right.
We received word that there's a grant that's coming out, and it's really a short-term one. It's called a place-based grant. It's to do community enhancement type projects. I didn't know if you guys had anything that you would be interested in trying to submit for. Ideas given was basically to better utilize or utilize unused space.
So it ain't for like, we can't like fix sidewalks and
No.
stuff like that?
Would we be able to use that grant to maybe do something now, since we're not gonna be holding the tractor pulls? Do
It's
something
not
to-
for a one-time event, you can't use it for events.
No, what I'm saying is, I understand that, what I'm saying is, can we use that funds for that area, since we're not gonna be holding tractor pulls
And
anymore?
they're still gonna be having.
Yeah.
tractor-
Oh, are they?
They're gonna do the horses and the little garden tractors and the antique maybe.
Oh, so I was gonna say, see about doing something with that
We
area.
ain't just
I
gonna
didn't
have
realize
to
we weren't.
smoke. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
You can't use it for greenery, like trees, shrubs, anything like that.
We're kind of landlocked then. On things we can do. Okay.
It's there.
What about, we talked about having, community movie nights for doing something like that? Can't do that?
No, because I also like that idea, I was thinking about it, but you can't use it to buy food, you can't use it for one-time events. Because I thought, well, maybe buy like a popcorn machine or something like that and do your movie nights or get a projector or whatever, no.
What about something to fix up the scout barn? Make it more usable.
There you go.
Or maybe, put up on like on the backside of one of the ball diamonds, and drop a couple poles with a, like, board that's white, so we can have community movie nights. Down there, we open it up, and we can project it right up there.
Oh, problem is, you have to get a license to show movies.
Some
Hey, did we got one though?
It doesn't transfer, we can't take it off the site from here. I checked into that.
Well, that's
too.
handy.
I know.
I know the law enforcement.
Can we,
There's a lot we can't do.
I'm kidding.
I'm saying.
No, but I'll look into the scout barn.
You know, and, I mean, that's an option. I don't know, the Legion seems to be utilized a lot. I don't know if we could utilize it on a building like that.
Do we have to own the building?
Oh, we do. No?
And
How about
things
the
at the
bank?
park.
How
is
about our
actually-
bank?
Well, it would have to be some kind of community enhancement, so what
Well,
would you
it's
do?
enhancing
The
the
health services.
water in the sink,
Oh, no.
enhancing the business staying
I
there.
think they're looking for more something artsy, not, not like that.
We can put a fountain in.
You know,
What's some examples that they've utilized this grant for?
What they call alley art, where they do.
Murals.
Yeah, murals, yeah. A lot of parks, getting parks, items for in the parks, but we don't have anything there.
Because it's Jackson Township Park, but is that what you're saying?
It is Jackson Township Park, and
But
I would be,
Camden's no part of that, or, I mean,
it would be great if we did a joint project with the township. The
No.
more involved, the better. Yeah.
I'll Google it and see some other projects they've done.
See what?
I will send you the email that I got with some awarding projects too.
What's the time? You said it's a accelerated timeline. When
I
is
think it was April 21st.
Oh,
Would that count for like coming into town, new signs or anything like that, welcome to Camden kind of thing?
Oh, yeah?
You could do that.
There you go.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
What's the dollar value usually on it?
For every 50 cents you put in, they'll put in $1.
That's a pretty good match.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's a good
Okay.
possibility.
Do you need a motion to look into it, or you just gonna
I'll
look?
look into
Okay.
it. I've got anything to do. Okay, are you interested in having Main Street swept by Flora if they can get to us this year?
Yeah, but we need to coordinate with Jerry, because they told me over at Flora that when Jerry, Danny, or whoever went and done the little scrape along the side, they said that really, really helped, you know. I don't know if we can take the
What was the
tractor
cost
back.
on that?
It was $800 the first time we did
The
it.
problem is, once you put your motor deck on, it's hard to use the tractor bucket up against it because it sticks out wider than the deck.
It
Or the
was
deck sticks out wider than the.
$800 the first time we did it, because they had to make so many passes, and that was $600 the last time we did it, because Jerry and Danny went and pushed the.
We just broke it loose a little bit with
Is
Flat
that why
windshield.
I offered to come up and do it?
I asked the mayor, and the mayor said, yeah, I'll get you to the street department. The street department, I told him, he said, well, that machine goes 20 mile an hour, and by the time I drive all the way to Camden, and I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm on it. So that's where I ended
They
up.
drive their machine over from Flora?
Yeah. But you'd have thought Delphi was on the other side of Lafayette the way, I don't know where this guy had to be in a certain place at a certain time or what, but he wasn't too receptive, so I left it at
So
that.
you
Okay, so, let me I'll call Flora and see what,
We've got a tractor down there
Oh, right.
with a broom on it. Pearson just swept our whole lot this afternoon. He does a good job. You just have to pick it up with a loader or it's got one of those rotary brushes on the front.
Is down at Purdue, you mean?
You know,
what do you put it on
it's got a big rotary broom on a Ford. It's on
though?
one of those Ford tractors like with a cab on it.
Oh,
It does a real nice job. You'd be surprised how much it picked up on our parking lot.
well, Walton told me I could use theirs, but like Rick said, when you do it, he don't, like, the floor can put water on it, so it ain't dusting and everything, and Rick said with ours, it can be quite a dust storm if it ain't. So let me look into it, I'll see what's going on.
The next thing I had was, we have an ordinance on fireworks. It dates back to 1917. It's still on the record. We probably need to get it updated or just completely repeal it.
I haven't read it, so I don't know.
We've been in violation.
But the only reason I'm calling this to your attention is, if we do get the convenience store that they're talking about, I have a feeling that's something that they might want to offer. And with this ordinance standing, they would be in violation of our ordinance. So I'm just trying to think ahead as to what we might be looking at yet this summer.
My judgment's to start all over,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
repeal
pretty obsolete.
repeal one and start all
Yeah.
over.
This here don't want you having it in a building, they don't want you driving through town with them, it's pretty well there. Okay, we'll look into that. Anything else, Pat, before I go down through this?
Well, I think actually I'm going to do the other thing. It's, ordinance,
Oh, excuse me.
yeah.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, am I to work on fireworks?
Yes.
Pro-
See what some other towns has got, just like we do everything.
Okay.
See what Flora's got. You wanna do this ordinance? Okay.
Ordinance 2017-4, electronic funds transfer. The county is now depositing our tax checks directly into our checking account. So we need to have this ordinance.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we pass 2017-4 so the county can electrically transfer our funds.
I second.
That's all I have, thank you.
Okay, utility adjustment request. Disputed violations. Any public comments? Anybody? Public projects bids, we don't have any. Okay, the internet at the school, our problem, their problem.
Wasn't our problem, it was their problem.
Well, I know, but I mean, did we cause it, or did the guys?
We didn't, they climbed it, the school had somebody go up there and climb it, and they said that it had been bumped, and they broke the end off of it. I don't know what it was up there. I couldn't do nothing about it. I mean,
That's all I know.
well, I look at it, they're getting internet for free over there.
You don't?
Not paying no electricity, they're getting free antenna space.
That's okay, I just
You know,
wondered how it went.
Our inspector climbed the tower to look to see, take pictures. You got a file over there, it's got the inspection report in it.
Yes,
too.
I got it.
Okay, they said all they did was climbed up there and took pictures. That's all I could go by.
Okay.
Said they never bothered anything up there, so.
And it
Of
might
course,
be
in the
something
meantime-
that's bumped
In the
before.
meantime, about an hour later after they left, they was down by Indianapolis then. So I called them and asked them what all they done up there. They said, well, we climbed up on top, just took pictures of everything, and then on the inside of the tank, and, said, no, we never bothered anything, so I said, okay.
Did the
But-
school put a claim in, or
I haven't had anything yet.
they'll probably take care of it then?
Any council comments? You got anything, Mark?
The UDC meeting's tomorrow, so
Okay. You going?
planning on it.
Okay. Like we said before, spring cleanup's April 29th, and the township has their annual scrap drive, so if you got metal or
What on the spring cleanup will they not take?
like paint, hazardous stuff, building
Will
materials.
they take old TVs? Because people are still setting those out around town.
I know, and they haven't taken this for the past couple of years.
And all they gotta do is take them out there to the recycling or the transfer station and unload them right off your truck. All you gotta do is go out there with it.
So
Put
my
your
question,
tailgate
my
down.
question is, everybody in town's putting stuff out even right now, and some people are coming and taking some of it, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But, so many days after the 29th, what do we do if it's still sitting out there? Shouldn't we just have the marshal?
What is it? Like,
TVs?
oh, well, see, last year, me and Dan went around, picked a bunch of them up and took them to,
Yes, you
the
did.
landfill.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
plan on doing that again, or?
that's up to you guys.
Let's see how many there is. I mean, if there's a couple, I don't have a problem.
I think we hauled
If it gets out of hand. it's-
8 or 9 of them there.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was like 4 around a dumpster out here that they,
Run up here and set all?
no, they take and throw them out. The guy that, with the landfill, he throws them out of the dumpster before he dumps them.
Oh, they were in the dumpster?
Yeah, because he can't take them, so.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we hauled them off. We hauled them off last year. Went around, picked them up, and
Are
got rid
you,
of them.
I see people piling sticks up around town, are you picking those up?
Yeah, well, I still gotta get the spreader box off. We just started working on that today.
I know like at Barb Lakes, there was a couple of
Yeah.
piles.
We picked a few up in the pickup truck, but I hate throwing brush in that new truck,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I understand, but I just noticed that some of the homeowners are putting it out by the road.
Yeah, they do. Well, then they start mowing, and they stick it out in the road thinking that, I don't know whether they think you'll pick it up quicker, but we generally try to go around about once a month and pick up brush, but it's kinda hard to do that in winter when you've got
Well, you've had a
the
lot of
truck
high
loaded
wind
in the
too.
back, plus you got the dump truck filled up with everything, so it makes it kinda rough. But yeah, we've been talking about going back around and getting stuff, whether we,
We've had a lot of high wind here lately too.
yeah, yep.
Mark, going back to the trash pickup, anything electronics they will not take.
Or paint, hazardous material,
They
hazmat
would
stuff.
take water-based paint.
Okay,
If you take
latex,
the lid off and let
Let
it
it
dry
dry.
out.
that's what we do that also.
Are they going to take building materials, I mean, as far as like a 2x4, or are they gonna, how about appliances? Is that an extra charge?
No, they'll take appliances, but nothing with Freon.
Yeah, they can't do that.
That reminds me, we have those, the TV, or not the TV, refrigerator and
Yes.
stove. Are we gonna get rid of those?
Yes, we were gonna take them out to the street, weren't we? Okay. How about the refrigerator?
What's this?
What do we gotta do? The stove and refrigerator in the community building shot. And we're just gonna get rid of them.
Why not put it in the,
Dumpster, that's what I mean, yeah. That's what I mean. Go ahead when you get a minute.
we can,
Get your loader on.
Just remind us, Pat, or whatever, show us which ones it is. We've got the tractor up here now, so we brought that up today to put the deck on it and stuff, so.
Okay, anything else?
Just an update on the tile.
The way it stands is, we're kinda opting to go, we're gonna see what the grant does first. But what Smitty's come up with is, since the surveyor, throwed a monkey wrench into everything and went up and, said there's hundreds of acres north of town. Well, here's our thinking is, we're gonna abandon that one, and we're gonna hook on up here. We're gonna fix the part up in town that belongs to the county. The part that they got that runs down Water Street, we're gonna put in a new one for us, leave theirs alone, put in a new one for us. And then we're gonna detour the water, and it's gonna go down here to the cemetery.
So that one won't be used at all.
Not as far as we go, no.
So that'll be a private tile?
Well, no, now here's what the meeting the way I take it, Ken went back to Shockley and said, hey, the town's gonna wash their hands of that down there because it's a big can of worms, and, you want a Cadillac for a Buick price, and so we can go a different way, and we can get a lot more bang for our buck. So that's what we opted to do, and then the surveyor says he's gonna abandon that down there.
So it falls back to the county?
The county and then the county's gonna abandon it, is the way that's what I heard.
So then you would have to fix your sinkholes
Yeah.
out of your pocket? And I would,
And you're on your own.
Is the county still gonna give you the money?
We don't know, that's another thing we gotta go
I wouldn't,
discuss with them, because the thing of it is we're still taking over their drain down here, and we're taking over their drain up here. So we're taking over two of their drains, and that's what we more or less said, except we were gonna take over that one there. But instead of taking over that one, we're gonna take over this one and this one up here.
so when you say abandoned, obviously, is there still gonna be water flowing through it like there would be now? Or since when you put that new
Sure.
stuff in?
Sure there will.
Well,
There will be from across the road
Yeah.
or whatever, whoever's still hooked into it.
But probably
down
not as much as what it's getting currently.
below. No, we shouldn't be, but I don't know how much of that's coming from at the bottom of the hill. I mean, obviously, there's quite a bit of springs and stuff like that right on the other side.
So for selfish reasons then, if it's abandoned, and the county doesn't have it, and just no one's, my thought process is obviously, I would like to put a barn there someday to replace the piece of crud barn that was there. The problem that I've had though is building over an existing tile. Can I not do that? Would I be allowed to do that and get a permit to build on top
If
of
it's
that?
abandoned, it's your baby. That's the way I'd look at it.
I check with them,
Check with zone.
and then I'd also talk to the surveyor.
You know anybody who's something?
Yeah.
All the water that runs off the highway, though, is still gonna go down that old drain, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of streets that come down and pour into there's a lot of water goes down the old tile down there. Those two catch basins that are right there, just down from me, they're on Main Street, the water comes both ways down.
And we'll pick
Down
them up, right, Jerry?
I'm not sure. I don't know how far, I ain't seen the paperwork or the print or papers yet.
I just need to get
What
with
they're
Don
talking
and
about.
ask him, and I'll see him at our next
Yeah.
meeting, so.
And like I said, Ken would be more than willing to talk to you, but he's got, what he's doing now is working the elevations to see where we can go, where we can't go, and so.
So when will that be final? If I talk with Don at our next APC meeting and he says, yep, you can do that, and not that I'm gonna build one anytime soon, but is there something that has to pass that says, okay, now it's all abandoned, and you can do what you want?
That's on the zoning and.
That's on our-
Shockley and,
And we won't, if we don't get this grant,
yeah, and if we don't get this grant,
then
then
we
we're,
don't do anything.
yeah.
So then it would still be the
And
county.
then I imagine, and he's gonna abandon it anyway.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna stop all the surface water from running down there on us then?
That,
I mean, as far as what's in town,
yeah,
you're gonna have surface water still running?
we ought to be able to catch it all. I mean, we're still gonna have, everything's gonna go to that town, but we're gonna catch it right here to city limits and bring it off of us. And then we'll have a new run coming this way instead of going down over you. So the only water you're really gonna catch is everything outside of the town limits, going over the hill, all the springs and everything, and then, stone quarry, and the water coming that way.
So then where are you going out? You put in a new outlet down here?
We put in a new tile, what, 14, 15 years ago, Mark? Down at the cemetery,
Runs that ravine.
and it runs that ravine.
We used to cut across the
Cemetery, and we diverted
And
it.
when Wayne Chapman was surveyor, we put in a new one that ran down parallel with that road, and then dumps into that, what is it called, that ravine or whatever?
On the left of the
Waterway,
driveway.
waterway, and then it goes down through, then it goes down to Bud, so we're going that way, so. And that's all, that's where we're staying as of right now, but we don't know if we're gonna get the grant or what's gonna happen, but I mean, here's the way Ken was looking at it. It's gonna cost us $300,000 to go down over the hill and go across Dean's Field, okay? Dean told us he could fix it for $2,500. So we're like, well, why are we, that's.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I-
I mean, that's what,
It's actually a win-win for me. I don't have to pay anything, and
there you go.
probably do what I want.
And that's where, that's where we're at. And like if they abandoned it, then you guys are scot-free, so, yeah,
I'm not.
and that's where you're at, so. That's all I know. Motion to adjourn?
You guys good? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Second, get back to your game, Sean.